everyone. Welcome to Atlanta's Take, where we get Atlanta's view on stories that are everything but ordinary. I'm your host, Detra Allen. This week, we'll be talking about a woman who mysteriously woke up with a Chinese accent, a woman whose last name is so long it can't even fit on a license, and so much more. So, let's get started. First up, we have the case of a first date gone terribly wrong. Kishore Namala took his date's cell phone and refused to give it back after she failed to pay her half of the bill. The couple who met on an online dating site ran up an $84 bar tab. When the woman refused to help pay, Namala followed her, stole her phone, then bolted off. His date began to chase after him. Later, 2 passing police officers joined the quest and eventually caught the man. Namala, who was charged with 1 count of theft, told the court jurors that he would give his date her phone back after she pays her half of the bill. I wonder if there'll be a second date. I doubt it, but let's get Atlanta's take on this first date gone sour.
Like, the woman took it upon herself like, oh, it's your fault, you're the man, you should take care of it. That sounds like you don't have money, that you broke. And you kind of ratchet, gold digging kind of girl. You need to stop that.
Help with the tab, but the lady refused. What would you do? Would you take her phone like the man did?
Wow, well, you see, an $86 tab, first of all, you know, he should have known what he was getting into based on what she was wearing, where she wanted to go, this, that, and the other, right? I mean, if you're gonna get it, gotta get it. You shoulda, woulda, coulda, shoulda, woulda, coulda. But in a worst case scenario, which it seems kind of like that being what it is nothing but. Therefore, I mean, what can you do? It's like, he didn't teach her a lesson by taking her phone. All he did was make her hate dudes a little more.
Oh, buddy, you just got to give back the phone, man. I mean, it's not worth it. You know, they got all this new technology. You're going to go to jail. You ain't going to have no child support paid for your kids and all that stuff. So you just got to just give them the money. We'll give them the black money.
I don't think it's as serious. No, I think it's kind of ridiculous. I find it more like, what? Like, did he really just do that? I wouldn't even take him seriously. You know, like after that, I would just be like, I'm gonna have my phone back, and I will see you later.
The dude coming after her, chasing her like, I'm gonna get, like, come on, man, you gonna pay for this, and taking her phone? No, okay, that's something different. That's just crazy. Like, you definitely going to jail for that, because you could have broke her phone, you could have put stuff on it, you got her personal information. So, on retrospect, even though she should have helped pay for it, he shouldn't have took her phone, period.
I think it was wrong on his part to steal a phone because you can't fight fire with fire.
They should have pre-arranged what was going on. They should have had a prior arrangement as to who was going to pay the tab, split it down the middle, or anything, you know? I mean, obviously she was attracted to him for some reason, but that reason being what? It couldn't have been money. I don't know. I go on dates, you know. I'm a starving artist.
It depends on the situation, because I can say most of the women I deal with pay for me. And so, I mean, it depends on the situation.
So have you ever been on a crazy date?
All of them. All of them, yeah.
Crazy. You came after me, took my phone as I took it out, and then ran with it. Talking about, let's go on another date, baby. I was just kidding. Hey, baby, give your phone back. No. Give my phone back. Bye. We're going to court. See you later. Hasta la vista. Never again.
That was Atlanta's Take. Now back to the studio for more.
Aloha! Stephanie Joy here with a mouthful of a story to share with you guys. A 54-year-old resident of the Big Island of Hawaii has a last name that consists of 36 letters. The problem being, she married into her last name, and it won't fit on her driver's license. In fact, Hawaii County omitted her first name completely and dropped the last letter of her last name without her consent, because their computer systems can only handle 35 characters per person. Janice reached out to the mayor and her city councilwoman for help because she believes that whenever a photo ID is required, then the name should be properly spelled out. Now, those of you at home, please sit down for your safety. Her name is Janice Keihanahi Kukau Akahi Huli He'e Kahau Naele. Oy, maybe I should have sat down. I must confess, I had it in my head that my future husband would have an interesting last name too, but this story really has me reconsidering that one. What about you, Atlanta? How do you feel?
Hi guys, we're here with Eric, and we're going to see if Eric can pronounce this last name here.
Okay. This is Kehana Kukuka Kahon Wale Hikoana Lele
Kiwana Kalili Lali. Kihana Hu Ha Ha Li.
It's some more to go, Anthony. You got a whole nother line.
Ha Lala Mike.
Kihana Aiku Kawaka Huli Hiki Kahawana Ili.
Naiku Kakin Hulihi Kahanel.
Miss Kaliana Ning Ha Hila. Kihana Ku Keu Kahainu He Kihina Kahalu Kahainu Kahaya He. That's the best I could do.
If your last name was 36 characters long, would you consider changing it?
Absolutely not.
You wouldn't change it?
No.
Why not?
Because that's my name.
So, Wendy, is this the weirdest last name you've encountered or come across?
No.
Really? You've heard one more creepier than this one?
African name like Olushakaligala, something like that. It had Dippo in it, so we just named him Dippo.
That's a long, drawn-out name.
Is this the longest name you've ever seen, Willie?
That's the longest name I ever seen.
Is this the weirdest name you've ever seen?
That's the kookiest name I ever seen. But it's also unique, if you can ever pronounce it.
Well, it's 36 letters and 19 syllables long. You pronounce about 36 syllables, but it's 19 syllables long and it's 36 letters. This is actually the longest name I've ever seen.
That's longer than a phrase, a sentence.
Willie said this is longer than a phrase or a sentence, and we are done there. Back to the studio.
Hey guys, I'm Lola Fernandez, here to bring you an interesting story. This British woman woke up with a Chinese accent. Yes, you heard right, Chinese. 28-year-old Sarah Colwell was rushed to the hospital because of severe migraines. Now, some claims have been made that the reason that this happened was because of the migraines that she was suffering from. She literally just woke up the next day and her British accent was gone, replaced by a completely new one. There have only been 61 cases since 1941 reported around the world. This has happened to some people that have woken up from comas as well. For example, singer George Michael, though he got his normal accent voice back in a few weeks. Some cases have been known to clear up over time. Colwell says that she is still looking for a cure, but for now, voice therapy is the only treatment available. Let's see what Atlanta has to say about this story.
Oh, wow. That's very interesting.
Yeah. Okay, so what would you do if that happened to you?
I would probably embrace it as much as possible, but also see a neurologist and see if there is a problem also.
I'd be doing little shenanigans like going to McDonald's trying to order a burger and then going up and try to steal somebody's baby and explain why I'm trying to steal it in another language.
So he would steal somebody's baby.
Oh,
a Chinese accent.
I just want to speak. I don't know.
What about you?
So let's say you went to bed right now and just woke up and you had a different accent. If you could choose that accent, what would it be?
I don't know, man. I think I want to wake up with a British accent.
Okay, now if you could have any accent in the world, what would it be?
Maybe like Colombian or something. Maybe something exotic.
That's unique. No one's ever said Colombian. So can you give us your best Colombian accent?
Hola, ¿cómo estás?
Okay, and so if you guys could have any accent, wake up tomorrow and have any accent, what would it be?
French.
You'd have a French accent?
Yeah, I don't even know what that sounds like, but I have a French accent.
And what about you?
Australian accent.
Australian? And what about you?
I have me a British accent.
Wow, they all want different accents. Okay, so you said you wanted a British accent.
Yeah.
Could you say something with a British accent right now?
Hello, Governor. Top of the morning to ya.
Hello. I love Atlanta steak. Thank you so much.
All right, guys, it's Carlos and Tyree. Back to the studio.
There's a van in New York with a license plate that says Snake Man. And if you follow it, you might end up at the garage of Animal Control Officer Richard Peranello, where he kept 850 snakes until earlier this week. Snake Man had been Island animals on the side without a permit. And in fact, investigators claim that they have video of Perenello admitting that the snakes are worth $500,000. Perenello also faces charges for keeping the animals in such an unsafe environment. And he's booked for having 2 Burmese pythons. These are highly illegal as they can grow to 30 feet long. A lot longer than your neighborhood garden snake.
Yeah. I would just give up on life, honestly. I mean, what can you do when 800 snakes are in your room?
Well, you gonna try to fight them like snakes on the plane?
I would try, you know, but I'm a small guy. 800 versus one of me? Nah, couldn't happen.
Well, first of all, I'd probably wonder why there were 800-something snakes in my room. I mean, I don't think that's normal, so I'd probably freak out, that's for sure.
Probably would not move. I would just probably be paralyzed, but trying to figure out what was going on. And then I would try and make sure that none of them were like near my eyes or near my my mouth or anywhere where they could bite me where I wouldn't be able to see any of them. And then I would probably try and start moving the ones closest to my face away so that I could move, make sure they don't get in my mouth or hit my eyes, then I wouldn't be able to see.
Courtlyn Montgomery here. The United States fascination with rear ends take an awkward turn. A naked man that Chicago police suspected to be high off a hallucinogenic drug spent one Saturday night at a hospital removing shards of glass from his butt. What could he have possibly be doing, right? The Chicago Tribune reported that the naked man broke a windshield primarily with his rear end at the North Coast Music Festival. The naked man was also seen on the top of several different cars at the venue. When officers finally arrived on the scene, the 22-year-old man was found naked sitting in a puddle of water. After officers said he was acting erratic and not responding to commands, they tasered him in order to make an arrest. The man was taken to the hospital for observation and efficient removal of shards of glass from his butt. Keep it classy, Chi-Town. Let's head to Atlanta and see their take.
I would say to the cops, he had a hard night before. This guy was already drunk with shards in his butt, right?
Yeah, in his butt.
I would say to the police officers, be a little easier on him. I feel like he was already embarrassed enough. And, the cops, they probably didn't help the situation, so.
I work at this, bar/nightclub, and there were some females that got a little bit too drunk, like you said, and before I knew it, I was doing my job, and before I knew it, I look outside and they're in the street, fighting.
So this is a crazy thing that I heard completely. I don't even know what happened, but one of my friends, they said something like they had got drunk at a party, and maybe had one too many shots. I don't know what happened, but they were driving their car, and they said that they were blacked out. And then next thing you know, they were walking down the street without the car.
What happened to their car?
They said that they lost it. I don't know how they lost the car. That was kind of.
Did they ever find their car?
I'm not sure. I think they found it. You know what I'm saying? I think that person after that they had to go look for God and all that thing. So I don't even know. I don't know.
Have you or any of your friends had a crazy night similar to this? Maybe. Have you ever done anything where you just got too drunk and it just ended bad?
I got real drunk, and passed out at a party one time.
Did they draw on your face or something?
Nah, I was trying to get out the house. The police was coming, and I don't know. I was messed up, and I just passed out in the yard.
You passed out in the middle of the yard.
Passed out in the yard,
yeah. I don't partake in alcohol very much, but when I do in alcohol, I was a freshman and I went to Georgia Tech one night, and I drank a lot of alcohol and I got wasted or whatever, and I ended up in my roommate's bed. He wasn't there. Luckily, yeah, he wasn't in the bed, but I ended up in his bed naked with urine on myself. So yeah.
Thanks, you guys. This is Stephanie here with Atlanta's Take.
Hello, everyone. Keturah here asking you the question, would you board Flight 66 to hell, which so happens to fall on one of the most notorious days in American history, Friday the 13th? I don't know about you, but I wouldn't want to push my luck. Nevertheless, the passengers on AY666 to Helsinki, which has the three-letter designation HEL, don't seem to be too bothered, according to the Associated Press. The daily flight AY666 from Copenhagen to Helsinki falls on Friday the 13th, twice in 2013. Coincidentally, Or not, would you feel comfortable hopping on a plane that's set up like a scene straight from Final Destination? Let's go to our field reporters to get Atlanta's take on the story.
Flight 666 to hell. First hearing that, would you board that flight?
Absolutely not. Doesn't even sound fun.
No, I don't think so.
I'd want to go. It's a free flight.
I think maybe I would.
Would you board a flight to hell?
I'd board a flight to hell? Is it temporary? Like, is it like a day trip? Like, you know, you go down there, you check it out, and you leave?
Okay. All right, well, let me clear it up. Okay. So it's not technically to hell, unfortunately. No, I'm kidding. But it's flight 666 to hell, which stands for Helsinki. Okay, so it was from the flight was from Copenhagen to Helsinki, and it happened on Friday the 13th. Would you get on the flight?
Yeah, I would.
You would?
Epic. That's epic. Oh, dude.
You think that's epic?
Yeah.
So you're
I
not.
wouldn't go that far, but that's just like a really cool coincidence. It's not like anything like actually scary. It's just like, that's kind of dope. Wow, like yeah, I went to Helsinki on flight.
And there you have it. Atlanta has spoken. Tune in next week for more of Atlanta's Take. I'm Detra Allen. Thanks for watching.